Okay, we're the Knottses, and our youngest Eric, when he was 17 months old, we were on vacation near Sandusky. He began running a fever, being cranky, had a very long night that night with high fevers, unable to bring it down. So the next morning we took him to the emergency room. They immediately recognized this purple rash that was quickly developing all over his body as being a severe bacterial infection, which later was diagnosed as meningococcemia. The Neisseria bacteria lives in the back of people's throats, and most people live with it and never have any symptoms. We think because Eric was so young and had a bad cold that it probably entered his system that way. But it's extremely contagious, and as we found out, very, very serious once you do contract it. They called the medevac helicopter and transported us to Rainbow. Eric doesn't remember it, and Mommy was very scared and threw up a couple times. Ended up in the intensive care unit here at Rainbow. They took over and immediately went into action and realized how very critically ill he was and had to start central lines into both of his legs and many, many IVs. At one point he had 17 different intravenous medications going through his body, and started the long process of saving his life.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Oh.
I don't think that Brian and I realized how critically ill our son was, and we talked to the intensive care doctors. He said Eric's chance of survival at one point was as low as only 10%.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
About 4 weeks later, the purpleness that had covered his body was still very intense on his legs and his feet and his toes. They were waiting for the blood clotting to resolve itself and hopefully to get back full use of his limbs. But meanwhile, his legs had become terribly, terribly infected. And so the surgeons decided the only way to save his life was by amputating both of his legs at the knee. And so Eric is now a bilateral amputee, walks with prosthetic legs, runs, and is just like any typical other little boy. So really the amputation, although it was a very, very low point for us, it was really the turning point in saving Eric's life.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me.
And then when I arrived, when they did the amputation, they explained exactly what was happening, answered questions, and basically helped assimilate into living at Rainbow for the 62 days.
Because of the infection, it caused a lot of scarring on his body. He was treated like a burn victim, and so we had a lot of follow-up visits with compression garments and physical therapy. Now his prognosis is perfect. Eric walks and runs and plays, and as you can see right now, he's crawling around the interview room, and nothing really slows him down. He's also a very determined kid. If he's wearing long pants, people don't even really know that he's an amputee. And when you choose a place to live, you don't really think about hospital care when you have a young family. And we are extremely blessed to have Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital right here, a 20-minute drive from our house. What a blessing that is.
One day you're going home and everything's fine, and then you're faced with 62 days in the hospital, and things are so precious. Quality care comes at a cost. And I would challenge you to put yourself in the shoes of a dad whose child is laying in the hospital and needs that care. And it could be you.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow.
The kids need your help. Would you please donate to the Banjo Rainbow Radiothon? Please call now.
216-983-KIDS or toll free 1-888-431-KIDS.
I love Rainbow. Thank you very much.